Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again, and make sure that you protect your retirement with a gold IRA. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com. Noble Gold is who I trust. And this video is sponsored by Noble Gold. Now, if you've been keeping up with the news, or even if you haven't, you might have heard the word tapering being used a lot. It's the new Fed buzzword, and you'll hear all kinds of meanings for it. But what it really means is Washington has to repay $30 trillion it borrowed. Guess where that's coming from? Yep, your pocket. Now, just 4 years later, she's warning of catastrophe, and here we are. Our friends at Noble Gold can keep you safe and protect you whatever happens next. By starting a precious metals IRA or 401k, you can fight the coming wave of inflation and ride out the storm with your savings intact. And as a bonus and a thank you, you get a free 5-ounce solid silver America the Beautiful bullion coin with each qualifying plan that you start this month. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com or call us at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. Side note, the other day I was on the phone with a credit card company, and of course they either outsource you to India or the Philippines. So I needed them to fax me some paperwork, so I gave them the number. And if you've ever heard a number read by somebody out of the US, they don't have that same cadence. Ba 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 ba. That's how we say our phone numbers. 1-2-3-646-5353 or whatever. There's that cadence. Ba 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 ba. But the way they read it, I don't even know if I can duplicate it. It was like 800. I can't form my mouth to say it the way that he said it, but it was like 800-647-7377. I even start to do it a little bit at the end because that's how we're trained. But if you ever have a chance to hear a phone number from somebody outside of the US, that shit will mess with your mind. Now, I don't know if you heard about this, but this is some very serious, crazy shit. I don't know how far they're going to push it, but just the fact that it's even being discussed and just the fact that these words are coming out of the mouths of certain people is very scary. Not surprising, but scary. So the FBI, which is being sicked on parents who have a problem with that CRT racist bullshit propaganda, the Attorney General said that he will have the FBI investigate parents who engage in violence against school administrators. Okay, there's just a few questions. Isn't it already illegal to assault somebody, whether they be a school administrator or not? Why is the Fed getting involved? Is this not a local police matter? If you're assaulted at a school or anybody else, do you pick up the phone and call the FBI? Do you pick up the phone and call the Attorney General? No. There's 3 numbers you call, and it sends you to local police, local law enforcement, because that's a local issue. Why in the fuck is the Fed getting involved in local issues? Why do the teachers have the president's ear? Why do they have the Attorney General's ear? How are they able to get in touch with such powerful people? Because you're just supposed to be lowly teachers, public servants. How the fuck does a teachers union get a hold of the president and have him activate the Attorney General, who summons the Federal Bureau of Investigation? Now, I want to make a clear distinction between the teachers union and teachers. I believe, and my experience, is that most teachers are good people and they want to work with children and teach and mold them in a positive way. Now you have your crazy TikTok teachers who are out of their fucking mind and shouldn't be teaching an animal. I wouldn't let them teach dogs how to sit. That's how they are, how unqualified they are to teach another living thing. Those teachers are few and far between, thanks to parents standing up to the bullshit. Like my son's teacher, Mrs. O'Hara. She is an amazing teacher. She cares about her students. She goes the extra mile for her students. She cares about her students. She cares about what they're taught. And she's not down for the bullshit. She's a smart woman and she cares about her students. She is who you want teaching your kids. She is a teacher you can trust to teach your kids, and only teach your kids and not indoctrinate them with sick, twisted, perverted, far too advanced for them bullshit. There are a lot of great teachers out there like Mrs. O'Hara, the vast majority of them. Now their union is something different. Their union has too much political power. Their union has too much political say-so, much like the CDC. When the fuck did they get in the business of policy? So you have the teachers union who has Bidenus pervertus, our grandpa in chief, by his old crusty silver cotton candied balls. How else can you get the attorney general, the highest member of law enforcement in the land? The teachers union? And again, this is a local issue. How are you just leapfrogging the local police or sheriff or whatever? Let them handle it. And they act like there's such a rash of these assaults that the feds need to get involved. Now, I'm not excusing physical assault on a teacher for the curriculum that they're teaching. You shouldn't need to put your hands on those teachers at those meetings. Although I understand the level of anger and frustration because these are people's kids. You just don't understand until you're in the club. And I'm not talking down or talking shit to people who don't have kids. I'm just speaking the truth. You do not understand until you have one. That's just not another human. That's another human that shares half of your DNA. That is you. You made that kid. Hopefully you're married and you guys sat down and planned your children. Nonetheless, that's your kid. And you will be damned if you let your kids be submerged in a bunch of bullshit they don't need to be dealing with. A lot of the time, these kids are too young to be, especially this over-sexualized shit like that school, that expensive private school in New York where they're teaching first graders about masturbation. Hey, dumb, sick, perverted teachers, leave those kids alone. They'll find out on their own. I'm sure that's not what those parents are sending those kids to learn in first fucking grade. But to teach these children that because of the way they were born, they have no control over it, they are bad people. And equally as dangerous and fucked up, if not more, is teaching kids because of the way they were born, they are inferior to those kids. And then we're not talking about no mythical person or some person they're going to meet later in life. You're telling them that the little boy or girl sitting across from them does not like them because of the way they look. And then you're telling that little white kid that they are bad and inherently evil because of the way they look. Like they're predisposed to treat people like shit because they're white. That is fucked up, that is mean, and that is dangerous. And these teachers' unions have too much power. And even though you might have the teachers' union in your old ass, hairy, overgrown ear, that doesn't mean you have to listen to them. You could tell them two very simple words. Fuck off. That reminds me. Even as a kid, I just like the way this sounds, and I like this dude's attitude. And to me, Trading Places is a Christmas movie. I put it up there with Christmas Story and Santa Claus Miracle on 34th Street. Fucking Trading Places is right up there. So is Lethal Weapon and Die Hard. Anyway, There's a scene in the movie where Clarence Beeks, this dude that the two bad guys, the two villains hire to screw over the two main characters. And he's on a phone call. He's in a phone booth and he's on a phone call. And this person out there is waiting and waiting and waiting. He's taking forever. And the dude is like, hey, man, I need to use the phone. Oh, no, it was a lady. She was like, I need to use the phone. And he just opens the phone booth and goes, fuck off. He closed it back. This shit is hilarious. But the president has the option of telling the teachers unions, fuck off. And there's what's his name? Terry McAuliffe. I think he's running for governor in Virginia or some shit like that. This fool got up there and said that he doesn't think parents have the right to decide what their kids are taught in school. Hold on. You hear that, guys? Pumping my brakes. Because this fool needs to pump his brakes. Are you out of your fucking mind? That's just as bad as Biden is perverted saying, it's not about your freedoms and your liberties. Where are the 8-year-olds? That's all it's about. What do you mean? America is a two-trick pony. Liberty and freedom. That's what we do. Like I said before, that's like McDonald's saying, it's not about the burgers and the fries. That's all it's about. You're McDonald's. That's like Disneyland saying, it's not about the roller coasters. Yeah, it is. So it is about our liberties and our freedom. Who's the other dumbass who said that? Oh, Arnold. It's not about the liberty. Yeah, it is. And if the minute you think it's not, take your ass back to Austria, put on those long socks with a lederhosen, put on some lederhosen and shut the fuck up. That's all it's about. That's all we do. We do liberty and we do freedom. And for you to sit up there and say, parents, what are you talking about, man? We have every right to decide what you're telling our kids for 6 to 8 hours every day. Yes, we do have the right. Because when we don't have the right, we end up here with this CRT / over-sexualization bullshit. What are you talking about? They can make the craziest rules and laws they want. If the parents stand up and stop that shit, it will stop. Because we will keep removing these sorry motherfuckers until we get one in there who's going to do what we want. Yes, we have the right. We have more of a right than you. Now, teachers, they got the technical training. They know how to teach kids and different methods, teaching them and they don't even know they're learning. But what they teach should run through the filter of the parents who are paying the tax money for you to teach them. The fuck out of here. It's parents shouldn't have the right. Yeah, we should. We need more rights. You kidding me? Why don't you give the parents the right of school choice? So the parents who got kids that live in the hood and go to these fucked up schools that nobody cares about, Maxine Waters, you James Brown looking son of a bitch, where 93% of the kids in her district can't do math at grade level. That is that woman's fault and those sorry ass parents. Because when the parents demand better, the school districts and everything will do better. I promise. But now, you have the attorney general getting the feds involved, calling these parents domestic terrorists. You're equating these parents with Timothy McVeigh, who killed 168 people. A large portion of them were children. You're equating us with Timothy McVeigh. Hate crimes. The term hate crimes is bullshit. It's crime. There's only one kind. They shouldn't hold the color chart up to the victim and go, yeah, you're below the mid-mark. It's going to be another 5 years. You shouldn't have hit him. Bullshit. Crime. That's it. So be careful, parents, before you become domestic terrorists or perpetrators of hate crimes because you don't want your kids taught racism. Make that shit make sense. And I'm going to make like a tree and get out of here. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but then they do stupid shit like this. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Make sure you utilize the Linktree link and get on JerichoGreen.net. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.